What's up, guys and gals? It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Miscellaneous, the wonderful webcomic done by Marsh, and this will be chapter number 12, entitled Relax. I'm relaxed, because, and I'll tell you guys why I'm relaxed. I think this is one of my favorite chapters. I think it is. I'm not sure if it's my absolute favorite, but I really enjoyed this chapter. I thought it had this very late 90s vibe of storytelling for me. I can't really put my finger on it, but I was reminded not just of older animes like Dragon Ball Z or Yu Yu Hakusho or Kenshin or Sailor Moon or anything, or Escaflowne Inuyasha, anything like that. Not just those, but also even the Western style, which I would argue the 90s, some of the best cartoons for the West as well, because I'm getting that very reboot, Gargoyles, Beast Wars sort of vibe as well from this. It's just the storylines and the progression and how Band is introducing things, how the ebb and flow of this chapter was working. I just really enjoyed it. So, excuse me. So, this is split up basically into three parts. This chapter pretty much is split up into, I would call, three parts. The first one is Tokyo trying to be very wholesome to some new members, and I do have to ask Band, what's with the guy with like the caved in skull? Like he's got the fat face design, the big nose, all that stuff, but he's like got the sunken in like he was punched in the head or dropped on the head as a baby sort of idea. Tokyo adds a few more bumps to that big old head of his, but apparently these are some guys, you could sort of tell right off the bat, like these two weren't going to be trying to join the guild, or maybe I thought they were going to go over the pretense of joining the guild, but they didn't. They came straight out and said it like, we're not joining your guild, slapping Tokyo in the face. Band is a fan of true gender equality. A man will hit a man will hit a woman. He don't care. So that was a little shocking, I'll say, but it was like, all right, how's Tokyo going to handle this? How strong are these guys? They seem pretty basic design, so I'm not sure, but boom, Tokyo gets slapped, and Tokyo beats the ever-loving crap out of this guy, and then threatens him if he's, and in a very well done way. I'm definitely enjoying the amount of Tokyo is no slouch, because a lot of the times, even though I just praised Band for bringing back some of this, I just got this 90s vibe, this late 90s vibe of the direction the story's going, but at the same time, that used to be the damsel in distress stuff, right? Nah. Tokyo's no damsel in distress. She can hold her own in a fight. She doesn't need Misk or Koji with her or any of that stuff. It's definitely nice to see. And I do really enjoy, if I didn't mention it before, when she changed her outfit, when they got the guild hall, I do really enjoy her outfit as well. Now, I will say that her basically snapping and going full on like Urza Scarlet or Remy from Black Lagoon or trying to think, going a little bit Anna from Shaman King was definitely a nice sight to see. It's like, yes, I can be nice and I can be wholesome and whatever. Oh, you hit me? I'm going to absolutely decimate you, So that was pretty cool. And then we also get a new character introduction. I really like this character design as well. The character design for Neo, who we learned his name. That's who this is in this chapter. He's got rectangular specs, and stuff like that. He doesn't have an ability. He's a swordsman and stuff. Apparently he studied something. Maybe he'll be like, oh, I studied biology and chemistry or something. We don't know, because Misk ends up cutting him off. But he's a swordsman. He doesn't have any ability, nor does he have an aura. Potential for him to unlock, maybe. Maybe it's something he can, like, we have an artificial person, someone who was artificially granted abilities. So potentially Neo throughout the story will gain an ability or a pseudo ability in some way, or maybe he just won't need it. Maybe this will be like the One Piece thing, like some people, not everybody needs a devil fruit to be a badass. So could go down that road as well. He said that he's completed B and C missions solo, and he's been able to do an occasional A rank mission, though he doesn't really say that he does them too often. He says mostly B and C and an occasional A. So I'm going to assume that sometimes he has maybe tackled an A and it was really tough or whatever, but he must be a really good swordsman. So he showed up and everything, and he's waiting for the guild leaders and stuff like that. We jump back over to Misk and Koji already left Neve, and they're just basically heading back to the guild hall to see when the kid wakes up, see what answers they can get out of the kid, and blah, 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 right? So this is where they all arrive back at the guild hall. This is the third part of the chapter. And, of course, they meet up with Neo. They ask, like, oh, Tokyo, what happened? And, nothing. Tokyo doesn't even say about, beating up the punk rockers, being smacked in the face or any of that stuff. And Miss basically says, you didn't unpack, do it yourself, that kind of, banter. But here's where, once again, we get the introduction with Neo. It's a really nice, easy interview as we see. Like, Misk and Koji are very happy to get a new member. They find out, of course, about the ability and stuff like that. He can't join a guild no matter how many missions he does. The reason he's good at this stuff, and Misk questions this, is like, so what's your reason for not joining a guild till now? And he said, because no guild will let me join, because I don't have an aura, because I don't have an ability. They don't care how many ranked missions I've done. It doesn't matter to them. So Misk automatically, like, boom, join. Neo didn't even have to fully explain what he's capable of. He's like, I'm a swordsman. Oh, you got a sword? Cool, you're in. Very Luffy-esque, very laid back of Misk. I definitely like that. And then we get to the next part of the storyline, which is, and they try to do, Tokyo and Misk try to do a celebration and stuff. Koji's a bit of a stick in the mud, going like, we shouldn't spend all our money, guys. We should do, like, B and C rank missions or something first and get some money. Oh dear, like, like he's being the mother hen, being the financial wizard, so to speak. This is where the new character, well, we finally find out the name of this character. It's Marsh. This is Marsh. Now, is Marsh a guy or a girl? I have no idea. I really don't know. They keep referring to him as a kid, and I believe once in an earlier chapter they said he's just a kid. So I believe that Marsh is intended to be a kid. He's just like, he's a little kid, got the long hair and that kind of stuff. And I'm pretty sure that was the case in this chapter, but I, for some reason, forget the pronouns Band was using. Because a lot of the time they were just referring to him as the kid or, that kind of stuff. So either way, this is the second time in this chapter. It's like a running gag. Tokyo gets smacked in the face by little Marsh here. Koji tries to calm Tokyo down because Tokyo wants to beat the shit out of the kid. And then Neo tries to be calm and collected. And the face that he makes when he gets wha-bam! And I believe that there was some glass shattering, there was some glass shattering sound effect going on right there. And nobody was happy for that. This is where Misk, once again, takes off his blindfold, tells, hey, nobody's going to hurt you here, you must have been through a rough time, calm down sort of idea. This is where we do get answers out of the little kid. My name is Marsh, Band Marsh, Band was always playing around with the idea that there's Band Marsh, there's Band, there's Marsh, they're separate characters, separate entities, so definitely cool to see here that Band has sort of inserted his own OC within the series itself, because we've already met Band's interpretation of I believe himself when we got all the different guilds showing up. We saw Clover, we saw Fuse, we saw Band, we saw Kofa, and here we have Marsh, right? So I definitely like the design and everything, but apparently he's going to go get a haircut. I don't know if that's a great idea. I kind of like the long hair. We don't really have a long-haired individual yet in the guild. And, of course, at the end of the chapter, Marsh is offered to join in the guild and accepts and stuff like that. And this is what I was talking about, a bit of a 90s feel. We have the very classic, doesn't remember who he is. He's just a little kid. How are we going to find his folks? What do we do with them? He's a danger to some other people if it's, normal people might be in danger if he ever flips out, blah, blah, blah. We've seen that before. We've seen that in a lot of 90s and early 2000s storytelling, and mostly in animes, but some Western cartoons as well. And at this junction, I just really like this storyline. I like this idea because Band is trying to sort of hit us in the feels a little bit, I feel like. He's trying to hit us in the feels. Like, he doesn't remember his own parents. He doesn't remember who he is. Bringing him to an orphanage is not a good idea. What if he flips out on one of the kids? He doesn't really know how to control his temper, it seems. That kind of deal. So, once again, this is where Misk has it's a very wholesome moment where he just says, I'm going to give you the decision. You can tell me what you want to do. You're small, but you can throw a punch. If you want to join the guild, you can stay here. I'm good with that, you know. So, and Marsh basically says that nobody has ever said they wanted me before and stuff. Once again, getting that trying to touch us in the feels a little bit. And for only 12 chapters in, and we haven't really met this character yet. This is sort of our formal introduction to the character, is this chapter. I think Ban did a good job. It's not exactly making me weep yet, but of course we haven't been with the characters long enough for that, right? So, but I think Ban did an excellent job with the dialogue in this scene specifically. I think he did a good job. The hesitation of Marsh just sort of like talking more to himself than necessarily to Misk, and just being like, nobody ever said they wanted me around before. You know, you have that sort of the symptoms of the greater cause sort of idea there, and I just really like it. I think it's really nice. It's been done before, but it's always done. It's never overdone. It's not like a Power of Friendship or the Amnesia storylines and stuff like that. The tropes that people get annoyed with. This one is a lot more wholesome. It's been done plenty, but it's never done poorly. And here, I don't think Band is screwing up here either. I think I like this idea. I feel like we are going to run into Marsh's parents at some point later down the line, and then there's going to be that moment, sort of like Ash releasing Pokemon since the 90s. There's another example, like, you know, letting Butterfree go, letting Pikachu go, letting Pidgeot go, you know, that kind of stuff. Always letting, you know, his friends go when they need to, when it's like, all right, this is when letting Charizard go. When Ash does that stuff, it's sort of like it's a heartfelt moment, you know, because they're friends and they're partners and they're companions and stuff, right? They're comrades. And here, Marsh is going to be in this situation sort of idea. Maybe his parents will turn out to be actual crooks and they'll try to resell him. Maybe they were the ones who sold him off in the first place for money. They'll pretend to be all lovey-dovey. They'll leave, and then they'll, you know, it could go down that road. It could go down that road that Misk will basically tell Marsh you can have an easier life, a better life. You know, if you go off with your parents, these are your real parents, blah, blah, blah. They leave, it's a sad moment, and then we find out that the parents are kind of bad people. Or it's going to be this, no, they're actually good people. We might never meet them. I'm just spitballing my theories here, that if we do meet the parents at some point later on down the line in other story arcs and stuff like that, there's a lot of options for character development. There's a lot of options for plot lines. There's a lot of options for, because once again, one of the things, we definitely need the characters' development. We need these characters to evolve. Things from their past come back. I'm sure we'll meet people from Neo's past. I'm sure we'll meet people from Tokyo's past, from Misk's past. You know, so in Marsh's case, I would think it would be the people like V, that kind of stuff, Hugo Weaving. I believe it'll be, there's going to be something there because they're the ones with the artificial insemination, I guess you'd call it. And then we also have the parents. Will they ever find the folks? Or a home for Marsh, right? So either way, very, very wholesome. They're going to join and stuff. So they're going to give him a haircut and they're going to go buy him some clothes and stuff like that. At the end of the day, though, once again, I kind of like the long hair. I hope it's not cropped too short, but we'll have to wait and see because we don't really have a long hair character. Everybody's got roughly medium-length hair so far in the guild. It'd be nice to have somebody like with really short hair and really long hair. So anyways, just to sort of even out the designs a little bit. But yeah, that's the chapter. I sort of went on with some theories about how Marsh's character is going to be developed. But Bam sold me on Marsh's character right here in this chapter very, very well, very easily. So yeah, I just really enjoyed the chapter. I hope you guys did too. Next chapter is coming out October 26th, so we'll have to look forward to that. This is probably going to be one of my longest reviews because I had a lot of theorizing to do. Then the last part, as you guys know, about where is Marsh's character story going to go? Where is the personal character arc going to go? Are they ever going to meet the parents? Are they going to find him a place to live? Are they going to confront V? That kind of idea. There's a lot of options on the table. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And don't forget the 4 most important things. Like, comment, subscribe, and fourth, and most important of all, drink responsibly. As always, as your host with the most always does. We'll see you guys back here next time for Chapter 13 of Miscellaneous. See you back here next time, guys. Peace.